WUSA 9 Weather Impact Alert is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
Well, good Sunday evening. I'm WUSA 9 meteorologist Makayla Lucero. We have issued a weather impact alert for your Sunday for some strong and severe storms. Here's what you need to know right now. The timeline for that weather impact alert, it's going to be until midnight tonight. The main impact will be heavy rain, very gusty winds that could potentially be damaging, and some storms. Now, some of these storms will be strong and some of them may even be severe. As we've been going through your Sunday afternoon, we've already seen a number of severe storms out west. Now, they have remained as thunderstorms. We've seen a little bit of rotation, but not enough to issue any sort of a warning, tornado warning with any of those. So some good news, at least with that front. You need to know if you've got outdoor plans for your Sunday, you got to move them inside. If you were planning on going out maybe for dinner tonight, just be aware you will have to fight off some of those showers and storms. Also, make sure you got a way to get weather information. Since this will extend into your overnight hours, be sure that if you use your phone to get weather alerts, that the alert is going to be loud enough to wake you up in your sleep, just in case you get a warning that you need to know about and you need to move yourself and your family into the safest part of your home. All right, let's go through radar. Here's what we're seeing right now across the DMV and across really the East Coast. We've got multiple storm systems that we're watching. One to the south of us for the Norfolk area, heading down into North Carolina, and then for our area, we've got this cold front. See where this line of storms is? That's where the cold front is at. Now today, we've actually seen a lot of the energy with this system head to our north. So a lot of spots in Pennsylvania, lots of severe thunderstorm warnings. They've had quite a few tornado warnings for that area, but we just barely squeaked out from the bottom of that. Now here's what we're seeing in our area. There have been severe thunderstorm warnings for the Hagerstown area over the last about 15 minutes or so, but that was just canceled a few moments ago. So yes, that storm is still bringing heavy rainfall, gusty winds, but it is not in that severe criteria anymore. As we continue to look a little bit further off towards the west, our far western counties, mainly in West Virginia, still experiencing some of that rainfall, a little bit of thunder and lightning along with that as well. Berkeley Springs, Hedgesville, you're seeing some of that heavier rainfall. Clear Spring, Hancock as well. You're getting that rain as it's passing through your area. As we continue to follow this line as you head towards the south, again, this is just to the west of I-81. This line hasn't even reached the I-81 corridor quite yet, but it's heading that way, just barely getting closer to it for the Hagerstown region. Now, I want you to notice how slow moving this is. Okay, this system has slowed down pretty significantly. It was moving a little bit faster. We did have it in the DC area a little bit quicker, and unfortunately it has started to slow down a bit. Now it's kind of a good news, bad news situation. The good news is, as the storm slows down, it has a lot of time to lose energy, meaning that the sun is the main energy source for a lot of these storm systems. And once the sun goes down, well, it's going to lose a lot of energy that it needs to continue to develop. So as that progresses towards the DC region, it's most likely going to continue to lose more and more energy. But for our far western counties, still going to be experiencing that heavier rainfall over the next couple of hours. Now, we have a slight risk. We've had a slight risk. We've been telling you about this for the last couple of days. It's a level 2 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center. So this tells me as a meteorologist that the Storm Prediction Center is saying we have got a chance for a few isolated severe storms. No, we're not expecting a severe weather outbreak, but yes, there are enough ingredients in the atmosphere that severe storms, they are on the table. Severe storms that we have seen today, the main threat has been gusty winds, damaging winds. I've only seen 1 or 2 storms that have had a tag for hail, up to quarter-sized hail with a few of these cells, and those have been out west of Winchester, west of Hagerstown, but there has been the chance for some of that hail. But all of these storms will carry the risk for damaging winds. We also have a tornado watch. Now, it's only for the area you see there in red. That's for the I-81 corridor, Hagerstown, Winchester, down into Harrisonburg. That's where we have a tornado watch until 7 p.m. tonight. This has already been trimmed back significantly. Okay, we had a lot more red on this map. It's slowly but surely been cut off. So some good news on that front as well, seeing the atmosphere starting to weaken with those storm systems. Now, it has been windy, regardless of if you've seen a drop of rain today or not. It is really windy outside. We've already seen quite a few tree limbs down, and it's pretty noisy wind. We have a wind advisory in effect till 6 p.m. Now, this was originally only in effect till 4. It has been extended to 6. I would not be surprised if this is extended again. Winds expected to be anywhere from about 50 to 60 miles per hour. Again, you've noticed the winds today. Even if you haven't seen any rainfall, you have noticed those strong gusty winds. What you can do right now, make sure that if you've got maybe your patio furniture, I know we've had some nice weather, so I'm sure some of us started to get the patio furniture out, or maybe some planters out in your backyard or on your porch. Bring those in, tie them down, make sure that they are secure. These winds will be strong enough to blow them away. Also think about any packages that you might be having delivered. If you've got some lighter packages that are headed to your front door and your front door is outside, make sure you bring those in right away, or that package will probably be down the street. So keep that in mind as we continue throughout the rest of your evening, that these winds will be strong enough to cause some of those impacts. Roads on my drive in earlier this afternoon, a strong wind gust, you could feel it in the car occasionally, and that's only going to continue to increase. So our peak wind gust since midnight, this is data coming in right around 5:30, so just a couple minutes ago, 48-mile-per-hour wind gusts in Leesburg, 44 in Winchester, 43 from Martinsburg, the DC area, 37 miles per hour. Now, these don't meet that severe weather criteria, okay? For us to have a severe storm, in the sense of the severe storm criteria, that is. For us to have a severe storm, we need those winds getting closer to that 64, 65-mile-per-hour range. So we're not quite there with those wind gusts, but it is strong enough that we did issue that advisory. So let's talk a little bit more about those criteria that you need for a severe storm. So I know if we get a lot of heavy rainfall, we might hear a lot of rumbles of thunder, see quite a few flashes of lightning, and be wondering why a storm is not severe. Well, this is what you need for that storm system to become severe. We need, this is a either or and. Okay, we need either winds of 58 miles per hour or stronger, or we need hail of 1 inch or larger, or both of those. So if a storm system has winds of 58 miles per hour, it's going to be determined to be a severe thunderstorm. If a storm has hail of 1 inch or larger, it will be a severe thunderstorm. It can have both of those as well. So keep that in mind, that heavy rainfall doesn't mean that a storm is severe, and gusty winds will make it a severe storm, but also thunder and lightning does not make those storms severe. So I know that might be loud, it might be noisy, it might be raining really hard, but just keep in mind, we have to meet those criteria for those storms to be considered severe. All right, let's talk about what we're seeing for the rest of your evening. So we're going through Futurecast, and this system is still staying to our west, at least west of the DC area, through that 5 o'clock hour. By the time we get to about 6 and 7, still staying off to the west, and then it will slowly start to progress towards the DC area. So this is right around 8 o'clock tonight. Your timestamp's going to be right up here in the corner. Notice still a couple pockets of heavy rainfall, but widespread heavy rain, it's just not on the table as we head into your evening. Since the sun goes down and this storm system is still well off to the west of DC, it's not as organized as, well, model runs yesterday and the days before were showing. So right around 8 to 9 o'clock, continuing to see exactly where that line is, but it's not super organized and super tight. We'll continue with pockets of heavier rainfall for the Leesburg, Frederick, Warrenton, Culpeper, Orange areas as we get closer to about that 10 and 11 o'clock hour, and then the DC area will get their turn with the heavy rainfall, those strong winds, thunder, lightning, and potentially some of that small hail. This is right around 11 o'clock, so if you're tuning in on Channel 9 at 11 o'clock, you're joining us then. I do expect to be tracking the radar and seeing quite a few storms starting to bubble up for the area. Even if you're not under a storm, you will still see some of those lighter showers for your area, and gusty winds. It's on the table for all of us. So be prepared for an impact from the storm system, whether it be heavy rainfall or whether it be those strong and gusty winds. Now, our rain does move out by the time we wake up on Monday morning. So this isn't going to be a long event where you have to wait several days for things to clear up. Overnight, yes, it will be busy. It's probably going to be loud for a number of us, but by the time we get up and get going on Monday morning, the rain is out of here. Winds will still be gusty, but skies will continue to clear throughout the day. You can see here by Monday, this is right around 2 to 3 o'clock, just a few clouds here and there. That's all we're watching. So if you do get damage from the storms today, you will have a good chunk of time on your Monday to get outside, assess some of that damage. The rainfall will stay off our region at least through Thursday. So there will be a good chunk of time to handle all of the impacts that these storm systems might bring our way as we move throughout the rest of the night tonight. I know that was a lot. That was a lot to think about. So a few things that we can do right now. Okay, have a way to get weather information and know where you're going to go. Okay, if you have an app that tells you what the weather's going to be, of course I recommend our WSA 9 app, but make sure you allow location and notification services. So if there's a storm in your area, we'll send you an alert to let you know. Make sure you've got that. And then make sure you know where you're going to go. If we do have a tornado warning later on today, you need to know the safest place for you to go. And your kids, whoever's in your household, needs to know where to go as well. So that's going to be a windowless interior room as you head, or a basement. So get away from as many of those outside walls as you can and get to the lowest level of your home. All right, let's get a look outside right now. This is I-80. If we can we pull this full screen real quick? I'm going to pull it up on radar while we look at that. But this is a look at I-80. Tell me again. Okay, so this is I-80 out in West Virginia. So this is an area that is starting to get the heavier rainfall, or at least the heavier rainfall is starting to approach this region. Okay, this is in Martinsburg. All right, so let's get a closer look at Martinsburg here on the radar. You can see it right there. Martinsburg, just to your north, is where we're getting some of the heaviest rainfall. So you can see those skies are looking pretty ominous there in that picture, just from the rain that's just off to your north. Now, this storm system that you see to the north is moving through Hagerstown right now. That one has been warned previously. It did have a severe thunderstorm warning along with it. It had wind and hail. That's what the National Weather Service was telling us, that it had wind of about 60 miles per hour and hail, quarter-size inch hail. So that's an inch in diameter. That's how big that hail was with that system. So the Hagerstown area, even though that system is still approaching, doesn't have the severe tag on it, still could be seeing some small hail from this one, and you will get strong winds. So move that car into covered parking. Make sure that you've got that way to get weather information as we continue to track both of those storms. But the Martinsburg area, yes, just a few of those lighter showers right now, mostly cloudy skies, but those skies are looking pretty ominous as we continue to track that system just off to its north. So again, we do have that weather impact alert in effect for at least the next about 6 hours or so as we continue to track this line of showers and well, a few isolated storms. But as we continue to see, this line has started to lose some of its energy, some of its strength. So some good news on that side of things, that it is starting to relax. We're not seeing it quite as organized as it was just a few minutes over the last several hours, even just a few minutes ago, as we did have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings that have now well, those have weakened out. And so I-81 corridor, you are the ones that are next. I'm going to put a track on this so you can see exactly where it's going over the next couple of minutes, so you know who needs to be ready and when. So we'll line it up from Hagerstown just close to Woodstock, and as we progress these forward closer to the DC area, Winchester, Charlestown over the next about 10 minutes or so, Front Royal by about 6:09 you should be expecting to see some of this rainfall in your area. We'll continue to watch this rain come through, but it is going to be just one of those evenings where the skies are staying gray and gloomy and we are all dealing with those gusty winds. That's going to be an issue for all of us as we head into the next little bit. So keep that in mind, that if you've got outdoor plans for tonight, you need to move them inside, and we'll continue to track this line. Of course, download that WSA 9 app, and you can have all the options of the radar on there that you can track along with us, so you can see where those storms are at. And we also have multiple web articles going with all of the latest details about the different watches and warnings that are out right now and wind advisories. But what you need to know right now, until midnight, be prepared for heavy rain, damaging winds, some of those isolated storms that could become severe, and have a way to get weather information as we head throughout the rest of your evening. All right, we'll wrap up this streamcast and we'll have more coming up tonight on the news at 11.